This plane doesn't exist. Aurora top secret spy plane SR-9. Imagine there is a plane that is so secret that its mere existence is denied. Its capabilities are shrouded in mystery, and its name is no more than a murmur among those who believe in conspiracy theories. It is with great pleasure that we introduce you to the SR-91 Aurora, a hypersonic aircraft that, if the reports are to be believed, is capable of accomplishing speeds greater than Mach 6. The Aurora is the pinnacle of classified technology, and it was only revealed to the public through a string of mysterious sightings and mysterious budget leaks until now. From the inexplicable skyquakes that occurred over Los Angeles to the sighting of a mysterious triangular plane over the North Sea, every piece of evidence contributes to the mystery surrounding this murky aircraft. However, the most important question that still has to be answered is whether or not the United States Air Force is in control of this elusive hypersonic marvel, or whether or not it is all a mirage in the desert of secrecy. Aurora is sometimes referred to as SR-91. Aurora is the term that is commonly used to refer to a hypothetical American reconnaissance aircraft that is thought to be capable of hypersonic flight at speeds more than Mach 5 by some individuals. The hypothesis states that Aurora was built in the 1980s or 1990s as a replacement for the SR-71 Blackbird, which was a costly and aging aircraft when it was first introduced. Even though a report from the British Ministry of Defense that was published in May 2006 refers to the United States Air Force's priority intentions to create a Mach 46 very supersonic vehicle, there has been no information that can definitively corroborate the existence of such a project. Several people were under the impression that the Aurora project was scrapped because of a shift away from spy planes and toward high-tech unmanned aerial vehicles and reconnaissance satellites. These technologies are capable of performing the same tasks as spy planes, but with a lower chance of death. The most important question concerns whether the United States Air Force or the intelligence agencies of the United States possess a covert hypersonic aircraft that is capable of achieving a Mach 6 performance. The ever-increasing body of information has led researchers to conclude that the answer to this question is yes. The sighting of a triangular plane over the North Sea in August 1989 by oil exploration engineer Chris Gibson is perhaps the most well-known occurrence that provides evidence of the existence of such an aircraft. Gibson made the observation, in addition to the well-known skyquakes that have been reported above Los Angeles since the early 1990s, which were discovered to be going for the covert Groom Lake, Area 51, base in the Nevada desert. Various additional data provide an insight into how the technology of the aircraft operates. Aurora is the name of this aircraft, which has been said to exist but continues to be denied by officials in the United States. A sensor slip allowed the name Aurora to appear underneath the SR-71 Blackbird and the U-2 in the budget proposal submitted by the Pentagon in 1985. This is the reason why the name Aurora is used by the outside world. If this was the true name of the project, it would have been altered by this point in time because it had been compromised in how it was. The actual name of the aircraft, in addition to its very existence, has been classified as a secret. The F-117, a stealth fighter, on the other hand, was maintained a secret for more than 10 years following its first pre-production test flight of the aircraft. This is not uncommon. The project is what is sometimes referred to as a Special Access Program, SAP, in the technical world. The term black programs is used to refer to these kinds of undertakings more frequently. The question is, what was the initial indication that the SR-91 Aurora was in existence? On March 6, 1990, a Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird spy plane belonging to the United States Air Force broke the official record for the fastest airspeed from Los Angeles to Dulles Airport in Washington, D.C. Following the conclusion of the SR-71's operational lifespan, a small ceremony was held at that location. The SR-71 was officially being retired to save the $200 to $300 million that it cost to operate the fleet each year. Several reporters were informed that the plane had been rendered obsolete by very advanced spy satellites on the ground. However, there remained a problem. The United States Air Force did not express any resistance to the plane's retirement, and congressional efforts to resuscitate the program were rejected. No program in the history of the United States Air Force has ever been terminated without facing opposition. The absence of Aurora is the missing component that led to the SR-71 program being quietly terminated. There are enormous costs and inconveniences associated with testing such a new radical aircraft. These costs and inconveniences are not limited to the design and construction of prototype aircraft. They also include the provision of a secret testing location for an aircraft that is distinct from others that are known to the general public. Located in the Nevada desert, the Groom Dry Lake is home to one of the most prestigious secret proving sites in the United States, which is also the most likely location for all of Aurora's tests. Upon comparing the current state of Groom Lake with photographs taken of the base in the 1970s, it becomes evident that the majority of the larger structures and hangars were constructed over the decade that followed. Additionally, the Groom Lake test site features a lake bed runway that is 6 miles long, which is twice as long as the longest regular runways in the United States. The length of a runway is determined by either the distance that an aircraft needs to travel to accelerate to a flying speed, or the distance that the aircraft needs to travel to decelerate after landing. This is the reason why the runway is so long. The speed at which liftoff occurs is directly proportionate to the distance that is necessary to travel. Additionally, as is the case at Edwards Air Force Base, these are aircraft that are specialized for very high maximum speeds. In general, very long runways are constructed for aircraft that have very high minimum flying speeds. To facilitate routine operations, the runway at Groom Lake has been paved for over 19,000 feet. There is a high probability that the primary contractor for the SR-91 Aurora aircraft will be Lockheed's Skunk Works, which is now known as the Lockheed Advanced Development Company. Throughout the decade of the 1980s, financial experts concluded that Lockheed had been involved in several significant classified projects. On the other hand, they were unable to successfully identify a sufficient number of them to account for the income of the organization. Technically speaking, Skunk Works has a remarkable track record of handling massive, high-risk programs, while maintaining an exceptional level of confidentiality that is unmatched. Lockheed has a track record of delivering what it claims to achieve, even when it comes to undertaking initiatives that are considered to be high risk. Bill Sweetman, a well-known aviation writer, made the following statement and came to the following conclusion in 2006. This evidence of 20 years of examining budget holes, unexplained sonic booms, and the Gibson sighting helps establish the program's initial existence. My investigations are continuing to uncover information that points to something that is happening right now. Having spent years sorting through military budgets, following untraceable funds, and identifying code names, for instance, I was able to understand how to determine where money was going. When I took a closer look at the Air Force operations budget this year, I discovered a $9 billion black hole that seemed to be an ideal fit for a project such as Aurora. The evidence continues to accumulate even though the SR-91 Aurora is shrouded in a cloud of secrecy. There have been reports of unidentified aircraft and sonic booms that cannot be explained, and it appears that the pieces of this high-speed puzzle are beginning to fit together. The Aurora, if it does exist, is the epitome of classified aviation technology. It is the culmination of decades of cutting-edge engineering and clandestine activities. The enticing hits and considerable financial anomalies show that the SR-91 Aurora may not only be a figment of fancy, but rather a true hypersonic marvel hiding in plain sight. This is even though official denials have been made and the attention has shifted to unmanned systems and satellites. Even though investigations are still ongoing and new information is being uncovered, the Aurora continues to be a symbol of the unusual and the unknown with respect to military aviation. Enjoyed the content? Make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Your support helps us bring you more awesome content. Let us know your thoughts and what you'd like to see next.